Hida is the Business Development Manager of Appy Work, and they've come up with quite an extraordinary app, Pete.
Well, they have. In fact, it's a great project because it's all about making sure that accessible spaces are easy to find for those people that might need places that are a little bit easier to get into and out of. And she joins us right here in the studio to tell us all about the launch of this fabulous project. Zoe, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
G'day, Zoe. Lovely to have you in the studio. Firstly, just to give listeners a bit of an idea of just how difficult is it to come up with a concept for an app and then to indeed build that and bring it to fruition.
Oh, okay. Well, there are two things here. It's easy to come up with a great idea, but the missing piece is actually having the tenacity, the funds, the skills, the resources, the persistence, the help, the luck to bring a good idea to fruition. So we hear fantastic ideas all the time, and, you know, the missing piece is actually doing the work to bring it to fruition.
So where did the idea come for this particular app?
We'd been looking at ideas for venues and spaces for a while, and to be honest, the idea seemed like it was in a flooded marketplace, and we were just about to give up when we realised the missing piece that would make all the difference to people was accessibility. Because we have an ageing population. We have people with different access needs. But also, if I twist my ankle, all of a sudden I have an accessibility need. If I have another baby, probably won't.
But let's say hypothetically,
if we were very, very surprised, then all of a sudden I will have an access need again. And so accessibility is not really a weird thing for just some parts of the community. It's something that everyone needs to varying degrees, and making that information transparent so that if you're going to have an event and you've got someone in a wheelchair, or you've got Nana on a frame, or you've just got someone who can't walk long distances, then knowing which venues meet their needs makes all the difference so that you can find the right space.
So when you started to do the research for Accessible Bathurst, were you surprised at just how forward-thinking we are as a community in that regard? Or indeed, is there work that needs to be done?
I think there's lots of work to be done. There's lots of lip service that's paid to accessibility. There's a lot of interest from all levels of government, and people will appreciate that the inclusive tourism market was actually worth twice the value of the inbound Chinese tourism market. So there's lots of money to be made here. And the other thing too is, well, if this market is worth so much when people are travelling, how much is it worth when people are staying at home? And what difference will it make to these people's lives if they can engage in their community, use the resources that are actually here and available to them, just because they've got the information about how to find these places, how to get there, how to book them and pay for them.
And of course, the way the market works is obviously if those places get busier and that's seen as a key advantage, then everyone starts to think, well, there's certainly, you know, it's worth me putting time and resources into making my place a little easier to get in and out of.
That's right. There are simple things you can do to make your venue more accessible, and also just being transparent about what you have and what you don't have, because people understand what their own accessibility needs are. Having the information so that they can make an informed decision is the difference between, yes, we can have our event here or we can have it there. So it's about the Accessible Bathurst project is about bringing all this information together, getting as many bookable spaces in Bathurst listed on the Everywhere Venues platform with this information so that people can make those informed decisions.
And you've got a launch for this coming up at the fabulous engineering area there at CSU.
A beautiful venue.
Yeah,
yes.
Amazing. Tell us the dates and times for that one.
Yes, that's on Wednesday, the 27th of June, 6 till 8 p.m. And we're inviting all of our project partners. So we've got all the major NDIS partners in Bathurst on board. The Bathurst Business Chamber has been very supportive. The Bathurst Regional Access Committee. We've got lots of people who'll be there sharing their ideas, learning about how to make venues more accessible, and to really get the people in Bathurst on board who have these spaces, because they can get greater business, they can get more bookings, but also people need to know. I mean, people complain, oh, look, there's nothing to do in Bathurst. Of course, that's not true. But we just need to find out what's available and how to access it.
So, Zoe, just before we let you go, is the app live now, or do we need to wait a little bit longer?
No, it's happening right now. Anyone can go to everywherevenues.com. You can create an account. You can list your venue. And if you're part of this project, our project team will come out, we'll take photos of your venues, the 360-degree photos, and we've actually got a team of young people from Vivability who are in supported work placement, and these people actually come out and do the accessibility assessment for you. So it's for the whole community, but there's so much passion around accessibility. And, you know, these kids and their families, they need this information. So I'm hoping that when these people knock on your door, you'll say, come on in and, you know, let's map out the accessibility and get it known.
Zoe, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay warm and all the best for the launch.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for your
Zoe.
time.
Thank you.